BBC Radio Stoke.
18 minutes to 8 at BBC Radio Stoke. It's Lee and Katie with you this morning. And the British Chambers of Commerce released a report today which shows that exports are at their highest level since the recession. Responses from more than 1,700 businesses show that exporting activity is at its highest level since 2007. But what's it down to? How does it impact around these parts? Well, Chris Street is with you, Chief Exec of Scientific and Technical Gases Limited in Newcastle. One of the companies, one of the 1,700 that actually contributed to the report. Good morning.
Good morning, nice to be here.
What do you actually do then, Chris, first of all?
Our company manufactures calibration gases, so these are special gas mixtures that are used for standards for analytical equipment or for testing safety equipment, so used extensively throughout the oil and gas and marine industry.
So where is your predominant market then? Who are you exporting to?
We supply gases to all over the world. We're supplying to 72 countries at the moment, but our biggest export market is Australia, Singapore, Southeast Asia, Western Europe and even into South America, so very much spread across the globe.
And how long has that taken to develop?
I joined the company in 2007. We were employing about 13 people at the time. And in the last 5 years, we've grown now to 72 people. And business has multiplied by a factor of 6, but very much looking at the overseas markets.
Now, the report says that just over half of exporters believe their profitability will increase this year. Would you say that's the case for your business?
Very much so. We've had our financial year closed on June the 30th. We've had an extremely successful year, record-breaking year for us. So yes, we're one of those that seem to be benefiting from what's going on overseas.
So you'd say then that actually exports to your business in Newcastle utterly vital?
I think without the export business, we would be finding it more difficult. The UK is still growing for us, but exports are definitely the key to our success, looking at new markets and new ways of doing things.
How hard is it to break into a new market?
A good question. I think it very much depends on the markets that you're looking at. When we trade in Western Europe, it's relatively straightforward. The regulations are fairly simple. There are no tariffs. We have more complex markets such as Saudi Arabia, where the issues are very much import regulations, lots of paperwork, lots of administration. So we look at each market on a case-by-case basis. And I assume that for different companies that are exporting will be dependent upon the kind of business that they're in.
Could you come to a stage then where virtually all of your business is centred overseas?
It's a possibility. We would never want to neglect the UK market. It's important for us to maintain a presence and a strength in the UK. But certainly exports for us are a key part of the growth. And no, we wouldn't want to move away from the UK. But the majority of our business is moving towards exports.
Does it affect the way you trade in terms of the hours that you have to work in order to deal with clients?
Again, very good question. We debate this, as you may be aware, in places like the Middle East. The Friday is the weekend. Some are trading on the Saturday and the Sunday. But we've looked to work with distributors. We have specialist distributors right across the world, so in places like in Dubai, in Singapore, in Australia, so that they deal with our customers directly. One of the things, though, that we do need to do and what our customers need is information about our products. So it's developing the IT solution so people can log in online, get the information about the products that they need, the safety information. So it's thinking about what the customer needs to service the business that we're in.
So how affected were you by the recession?
Luckily, we seem to have been. It seems to have passed us by, mainly because in 2008, I took over in the company in 2007. In 2008, we very much looked at the business we were in. We saw that the financial crisis was coming to the UK and to Western Europe. So it was at that point we took an active approach to go out and look at export markets, focusing on Europe, but then looking at other markets that were being successful. So it was a very clear strategy to go out and export.
So if you're always looking ahead and you try to swerve the recession in 2007, which markets are you looking at now that you're not currently in?
For us, we've had a lot of success in South America. Brazil and Argentina have been good markets for us, but also the Middle East, because our business is very strongly dominated by the oil, gas and petrochemical businesses, setting up in Dubai, making sure that we cover that Middle Eastern region. But there's also a lot of opportunities in places like the Caspian Sea, Kazakhstan. So new opportunities for us and for other businesses like ours, I think.
Is it a slow burn, though, with some of these countries?
You have to put the time and the effort in. You have to go there. You have to be face to face with the customers. you can take 6 months, 12 months, 2 years for gestation to get the business that you need. So yes, you have to be thinking ahead. We're thinking to 2014, 2015.
You got quite a full passport then, have you?
I've got several passports.
Have you really?
I have indeed, yes.
How quickly can you get through one then?
How quickly, sorry?
How quickly can you fill your passport in your job?
Within 2 to 3 years, there's enough stamps in there to get a thicker passport.
If you need someone to carry your luggage for you, I'll quite happily come along.
That would be very nice. Thank you very much.
Jet setting.
Chris, thank you for popping in this morning.
Thank you very much indeed.
Good to hear a good news business story as well. Chris Street, who's Chief Exec of Scientific and Technical Gases Limited.
BBC Radio Stoke.